Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 2 of the UK&I Monday Night Skippys live here on RaceSpotTV in support of the Calm Zone. Tonight we are racing at Sonoma Raceway or Infineon Raceway or Sears Point or whatever you want to call it. There's been a lot of names on this track throughout the years, but now it's called Sonoma Raceway. 12 turns officially, that as well can be pretty much debatable. But iRacing says 12 turns and so does the official track map, so that's what we're gonna go with. 2 miles in length or 3.20 kilometers and 18 laps going to be raced here today, so it's going to be a pretty quick one. Lap times are about 1 minute 22 seconds at the moment here in qualifying, and second round of the season out of 12, including 2 drop weeks, so a long way to go here still. Temperatures today 18 degrees in the air, partially cloudy, 28 degrees Celsius on the track now. It was up to 32 at the start of qualifying, so temps are dropping. It's starting to become evening here in Sonoma, California, weirdly enough. And at the moment it is Will Redford topping qualifying, but everybody's still, or some drivers are still out there setting a lap time. My name is Linus Bergström and I'm joined again by Ryan Walker with Hugo Luis behind the cameras, and just like last week, the field is a little bit smaller, down to 19 cars today, but last week we had an amazing race with Ewan Pattinson taking the win and George Mattock being 1 spot away from scoring his maiden win here in this championship, and well, both of those are pretty far down the order at the moment, so anything can happen. Ryan, what's your experience of this track?
Yeah, I've done some skip barber races around here in the past, and it's a really fun track. And but on the other hand, it's really, or sometimes difficult to make a move around here. So I think getting a good qualifying around here is going to be critical. And at the moment, talking of qualifying, that's currently being led by Will Redford, but as Benny Simonson comes across the line now, he actually takes a pole from Redford. So Benny Simonson, being quick in qualifying, but can he try and get his championship challenge back on track after the disastrous first round at Summit Point last week?
He'll definitely need a recovery. That was not a great result from him. Well, I mean, he finished 5th, but he was up battling for the lead and had some contact, but 5th was one of his worst results, I think, last year as well, so it's not good for being Benny Simonson, but he's right back on pole position here again. Second straight, and last season I think he had 8 or 9 poles in 12 races. It's outstanding. Ray Peasley on a lap here, but that was his 4th lap, so it's not going to count for anything as time runs out here in qualifying. And it's going to be once again Benny Simonson on a pole position with a 1:22 point. I just lost it because it's reset. 0.607. With Will Redford in second, just under half a tenth behind. Nicholas Von Roberts in third, Simon Edwards in fourth, Adam Miles in fifth, George Mattock in 6th, Clark Williams in 7th, Nathan Wade in 8th, Ewan Pattinson, the league organizer, all the way up in 9th. That's going to be one of his best qualifying efforts in a long time, with Dan Blake in 10th, Daniel Tubbs in 11th, Tim Adcock in 12th, Ray Peasley in 13th, Seth Brown in 14th, Alan Patterson is the league organizer. I got it mixed up there. My concussion is playing up. He's in 15th, and David Clapham is in 16th. Ewan Pattinson is last week's winner. That's what I wanted to say. He's in 9th, so he's definitely got his work cut out for him. Then we have Ricky Shaw, Chris J. Morris, and Simon Woolley, who has not set a time. Hopefully they'll all be on the grid though, so we have 19 cars signed up here today. But yeah, Ewan Pattinson is in 9th. He won last week, and he was actually one of the quickest cars in practice, but just couldn't get a lap together here in qualifying. So be interesting to see how he can get up through the field here. Still a few cars lining up, and you can see they're going back to that little king turn number 12. So a couple of cars will have to start with a weird angle. Now we're just waiting for George Mattock to take the grid here, and then it's go time. There he is. That's everybody on the grid. 19th car is not taking the grid. The red lights are on. just waiting for Barney, and there he goes waving the green flag. It's a good getaway here for the guys at the front. Looks like it's going to be pretty much single file here around turn number 1, and this is a very, very steep climb coming up to the first right-hander, and then it's back downhill and then back up to the left and then back down to the right. So it's a lot of up and down here early on. You see some side-by-side action going on further back. Nathan Wade gets past Clark Williams for 7th. At the back, the Ricky Shaw and Alan Patterson are going at it. Ricky Shaw has actually gained 2 positions in the first couple of corners. Now coming down the hill to turn number 4A, and the curb on the inside here is massive, and then you just go all the way off the track on the outside, and well, the track limit there is pretty much the wall, so you can go as wide out as you want.
Yeah, absolutely, you can go as wide as you want, but you've got to be careful of that wall on the exit. But at the moment, it's starting to come through this twisty section of turn 7, 8, and turn 9 and turn 10. And everyone's still close together, and it's pretty much you can't really make any moves here as you ride on board with the league organiser Alan Patterson, and yeah, you're having a decent start to the race so far, and it's been relatively clean throughout the field.
Yeah, I'll have to send an official apology to him for getting that mixed up. Here we go though, side by side for the lead. Will Redford up the inside, and he will take the lead coming around the second to last turn here on lap number 1. Benny Simonson though on the outside again, trying to get that back, but Will Redford is going to hold it to the start finish line, and he's going to be the leader of lap number 1. Further back, it's 11 cars in this lead pack, and then we have a little bit of a gap down to 12th, Seth Brown. As we have a replay here, Tim Adcock getting hit in the door by, not really sure who that was. That might have been Chris Morris. I'm not really sure where he was, but Nicholas Von Roberts here anyway, up in 3rd position, right behind Benny Simonson. He's not going to make a dive down here into 4A. And then we have the shortcut all the way down to turn number 7, which is weird. 7A actually. And this is another high curve here on the inside. You don't really want to hit those with these Skippys. And then down through the SS here, turn 8, and turn 8. And that's how we make it up to 12, because we have 3 turn 8s and 1 7A and no 5 and 6. It's a tricky track this to keep hold of the turn numbers, but he's dropping back a bit from Benny Simonson here, keeping up with Will Redford at the front. Might see a move here back from Benny Simonson actually coming down to the corner as Von Roberts gets a little bit sideways here, and it's going to take a couple of laps for these guys to get the optimal tire temp into the tires. We saw in qualifying earlier before we got on air, these guys weaving back and forth and almost spinning out on purpose to get heat up in the tires. So I believe it's going to take a couple of laps before they can go at it as hard as they really want to. But it's still Will Redford leading the way, setting the fastest lap of the race there with a 1:23.113, and pretty much the whole front pack is within a few tenths there. Clark Williams must have had an off track though, because that lap didn't count, and there we have another car off the track. That's Tim Adcock, I think, staying out of the way to let everybody come through, to not be in the way coming through the SS. He's obviously a lap down.
Yeah, and it's through that section as well, it's pretty much it's kind of difficult to stay out of the way of oncoming cars, because it's the track's so tight. But at the moment they've still got his battle off at the front for the lead going on, but further back we've got his battle going on between Adam Miles, George Mattock, and Nathan Wade and Ewan Patterson, and Clark Williams as well. So the battle for the lower positions in the top 10 is really close at the moment.
Definitely is. Those guys, they want to be, or they're usually battling around the top, or just around top 10, bottom end of the top 5, but they want to be up there battling for the win as well, like we saw them do last week. George Mattock finished in 2nd place in that race, and wanting to get that extra step, but there are a little bit too many fast cars up ahead of him at the moment. Still running 6th though behind Adam Miles as we're looking back from the race leader here, Will Redford, on to Benny Simonson, and he's not in a hurry to make a move. Looks like Will Redford might be a little bit too quick actually, or he's just wanting to pull away and get a little bit of a gap like we usually see these guys do. But the front 4 here, Nicholas Von Roberts back in 3rd, and then Simon Edwards in 4th, and then we have those 4 cars, Miles, Mattock, Wade and Pattinson all together. And see Von Roberts there getting a little bit wide as well. Simonson right on the back of Redford, and he gets a little bit high on the curb there on the inside. Can see it sends him out, but all of them avoiding the wall nicely. NASCARs around here two-wheeling it over these curves. These Skippys are a little bit more careful. with some of the biggest ones, but still attacking them a little bit harder than I was expecting. But they seem to be pretty durable when it comes to hitting curbs, these cars. And in the background there, Clark Williams has dropped back slightly from this group, so it's 8 cars now as we're coming through the SS here to complete lap number 4 out of 18.
Yeah, and it looks like, just looking back up at the front as well, it looks like Simonson's got the run on Redford heading down into the hairpin. But it's been contact!
Oh no, what are you doing, Benny? He wanted to get close. Oh, another contact. That's Von Roberts hitting the side of Will Redford. I think he got a bit closer than he wanted to, and then Redford got on the brakes a little bit earlier than he expected, and he just ran into the back of him, because I don't think that was intentional from Benny Simonson. Absolutely not. But that's going to send Simon Edwards up into the lead. Adam Miles is up in 3rd. Mattock is in 4th. And all of a sudden they're up, they're battling again. Nicholas Von Roberts had 2 wins last season, so definitely wanting to get back into the lead here as we look back. And yeah, he just breaks too late, and as he hits Will Redford, he locks up, and Redford almost saves it and gets going, but loses his back to the left, and Von Roberts clips him. Don't think that's going to hurt Nicholas Von Roberts' car though. Looks like he's still up to pace, but Simon Edwards gets the lead for free. Nicholas Von Roberts in 2nd, and then we have Miles and Mattock. Benny Simonson continues here in 5th, so yeah, he's still up to we're on board here now with Simonson, and Redford is actually pulling away. Well, was that Redford just locking up the rear brakes? That did not look like contact from that point of view.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I wonder if Redford was starting to lose it under braking, and just Simonson had nowhere to go. But as we look at the replay from Simon Edwards' point of view, he's pretty much in the passenger seat, and he sees these guys having issues, and he's like, thanks guys, I'll pick up a couple of positions and I'll take the lead of the race.
Yeah, it's looked like Von Roberts was trying to get up the inside, and then Redford moved back to the right, and he swerved out to miss him, and then Redford went back to the left again. So, but it doesn't look like Von Roberts has any damage from that, so he got a lucky break. Adam Miles right on the back of him here in 3rd. They're side by side for 4th. Benny Simonson sideways there trying to get around George Mattock, almost costing him a position there to Nathan Wade, but he's gonna hold 5th for now. Good car control there from Benny Simonson, and I'm not going to put blame on Simonson for that until I watch the replay on my own, getting it from every single possible angle after the race. And it could be this little thing called netcode, which I have decided to never call netcode again. I'm just going to call it aero, because that's what they do in NASCAR. You use the air to turn someone around, so that might have been what he did. But still 7 cars here in the lead pack, and then Williams and Tufts behind in 8th and 9th in a little bit of a pair, trying to catch back up. Redford has dropped down to 10th, about a second ahead of Dan Blake, so he's still in the top 10, but obviously way further down than what he would like. Simonson underneath another car here now, right on the back of George Mattock. Don't do the same thing again. I think it's going to be out of line as they go. We have a move here for 2nd place. Von Roberts up the inside of Miles. Edwards goes to block, but Von Roberts is actually going to hold that position. Miles tried it around the outside. No position changes there. Now Nathan Wade has a look on the outside of Simonson, coming up the hill. So they're going to be side by side across the line coming into turn 1, but I think Simonson is going to get clear. There he is. That's going to let Pattinson get up the inside of Nathan Wade instead, but then Wade has the inside for turn number 2, and we'll hold on to that position for now. But Simon Edwards holding the lead nicely for now.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of holding the lead at the moment from Von Roberts, and Miles as well. He's got a bit of a pack behind him as well. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, well, loads of cars in this pack anyway, and it's fantastic racing so far as they run wide and get close to the wall again. It's just unbelievable how those guys can take a wide exit and avoid the wall. But at the moment, this battle for the lead is still going on, and it looks like Simonson's trying to make the move on Mattock.
Had a bit of a look up there in the braking zone, but here they go side by side through the S's. This is going to cost them a load of time, but it will gain Benny Simonson a position there from George Mattock, and Nathan Wade is right there as well, trying to get involved. Now Pattinson makes it too wide as well here, trying to gain a position from this. They're almost going to be 3 wide here coming down into turn 11. They are, no, they're not overlapping each other, so it's going to be 2 by 2 here as Wade moves up the inside again of Mattock, up the inside of Simonson, and he's going to get that position back, and Wade is on the inside with Pattinson on the outside, but Simonson will hold on to that position as we have a move here for the lead as well. Nicholas Von Roberts on the outside of our race leader, Simon Edwards. Will he be able to hold it? That will give him the inside for turn number 2. They're going to be side by side up the hill, and these guys just got a little bit of a gap thanks to the battling behind them, but this is going to let the group behind close right back in as Edwards gets clear of Von Roberts, who tries to crossover and then back up the inside. He's going to run into the back of Edwards, put both of them in the gravel, and here comes Adam Miles through on the inside. He's going to gain 2 positions and become a new race leader, but Edwards wide over the curve there, close to the wall, but back onto the track. So Adam Miles on the inside, Edwards on the outside. Edwards is late on the brakes, and it looks like he's going to be able to clear him around the outside, so Miles had the lead for a couple of seconds, but Simon Edwards is right back and side by side now with Von Roberts for second.
Yeah, that was good opportunistic driving from Adam Miles. He saw the opportunity when Simon Edwards got sideways, and he went for the move, but he didn't manage to pull it off, but he's up into second place nevertheless, and Nick Von Roberts back down to third. There's been contact!
Oh no, several cars collected there. That's Nathan Wade. Simon Edwards is in that. Daniel Tubbs comes through and gets involved as well. Dan Blake has managed to get through, but Simon Edwards is out of this race, as is Clark Williams, who was in that green car, I believe. So 4 cars getting through there. And Nicholas Von Roberts is into the lead with Adam Miles in second, Mattock and Simonson back in fourth. See if we're going to get a replay of that, but Wade I think lost out some on that too. Pattinson has pulled it into the pits. Simon Edwards has retired his car, and Clark Williams as well, as we saw. That was a massive shunt that he got there. Simon Edwards, as he was spinning, just got absolutely clobbered by a couple of cars behind, so I think there's a lot of smoke, so not much you can do. But Nicholas Von Roberts has taken over the race lead with Adam Miles behind in second, and Benny Simonson has moved up to fourth, and George Mattock back in this group again, now trying to get that first win, but he's going to have to get through Benny Simonson to do it, and Nicholas Von Roberts. So yeah, just like last week, a bit of a crash with some of the top drivers, going to allow for some other people to get results as we get a replay here. Miles just runs into the back of it, which it looks like, and then he gets collected by Williams and Pattinson and Wade there as well, so very unfortunate for everybody involved. Not really sure what happened there with the contact with Miles, if it was contact or if it was aero again, but we'll have to look back at that as well after the race. Nicholas Von Roberts still leading here at the conclusion of lap number 9, so at the halfway point. Still 4 cars in this race for the lead. Will Redford back there in 5th, right on the back of these guys. He is just over a second behind 4th, so if they start battling, he could very well be in the hunt for the lead again, as he just set the fastest lap of the race at a 1:22.030.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable lap, and it's just unfortunate about that incident, but it's so easy to have an accident in that fast right-hander before the straight heading up to the hairpin. Just everyone's close together, and sometimes you just get a bit of a bottleneck effect, and unfortunately contact can happen from time to time. But still, we've got this great 4-car battle, or even 5-car battle when you include Redford in it, going on for the lead at the moment. But still, Von Roberts leading the race. But he's got Adam Miles and Simonson close behind with Mattock as well. And again, Linus, we had a low turnout at Summit Point, but on the other hand, we had a great race and a low turnout tonight. And again, we're having a fantastic race for the win and the lead.
Yeah, I think it's with the racing they're putting on, I think it's good that we have a bit of a smaller turnout so we can watch all the battles, as we see Simonson trying on the outside there, Miles, and they both lock up slightly, but Simonson is going to be the one to lose out on that. So now George Mattock right on the back of Simonson again, and Redford has caught up now. He is right in this battle, as he sets the first lap of the evening under 1:22, and he does it with a 1:21.581. So he did not only become the first driver to set a 1:21, but he did it by over 0.4 of a second. That just shows how much the draft helps him here, even though it's such a twisty turning track up and down. the draft that he gets on the 2 short straightaways is enough to gain him almost half a second, but that also shows why he qualified second. He is fast around here, and now he's right back in this lead pack, so going to be interesting to see if he can work his way through the field here, being the fastest car on the track. But Von Roberts holding off Adam Miles for now. Single file through the S's, and then Benny Simonsen, obviously probably the best driver in the field. Got an I rating going into this race of 8,989, so that just shows how good he really is. But these guys definitely seeing that there is a possibility to beat him, and they're going to do everything they can to do just that. Adam Miles here has a look to the inside, looks more like a block almost on Simonsen, and then Mattock covering the inside there from Redford, but they're going to stay single file as Mattock has a bit of a lockup. Redford slots in behind in 5th there still, completing lap number 11 now, so 7 laps to go, and still anything to play for. Dan Blake is about 8 seconds behind these guys, and then there's another 8 seconds down to Peasley, Shaw and Brown racing for 7th, 8th and 9th. So this is the main battle going on right now, as we see another bit of a lock up there in the right-hander, and here comes Simonsen up the outside of Adam Miles for the next corner, but if he can hold it there, he's going to have a double inside, and he will do that, and he's going to actually be clear in the right-hander, so he's going to move up into 2nd, Miles down to 3rd. Now Redford and Mattock side by side, Redford on the outside, and wisely backs out there. You do not want to be on the outside coming around that corner.
Yeah, absolutely not. That was a good move from Simonsen. Someone's had a spin. That was Mattock.
Going a little bit too hot there into turn 7, just losing the rear end and parking it. Thankfully, he didn't collect Will Redford in that, but just coming onto the brakes here and just loses it. Looks pretty much the same as what Redford did, because I don't think he got hit from behind either. It was a really quick snap, but I think again it looked like he just locked up the rears and spun out, so it's they're definitely on the edge here, but it seems that they can lock up the wheels a bit too easily, as we have Adam Miles here chasing down Benny Simonsen, who is trying to get closer to Nicholas Von Roberts, but for now it is a 3-car race for the race win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think another case of that lock up from that the rears locking up from Mattock could be maybe just downshifting too quickly, or maybe just maybe a little bit too much brake bias on the rear. But at the moment, it's still Von Roberts leading. But further back in the top 10, we've got his battle for 8th place going on at the moment between Shaw and Shaw, Brown and Patterson. Sorry.
Been going at it all race long. These guys is just we're 17.5 seconds back from the lead now, so they're a bit far back, but they're still racing for P numbers 7, 8 and 9, so still pretty respectable positions from these guys. See, wide again over the curb and nose to tail. Don't think there's going to be a move made here from Shaw just yet. He's going to hold on to 8th for now. A bit of a slip there though from Peasley, but he's going to stay ahead, and he's got a slight bit of a gap here, so if Seth Brown just makes one little move on Ricky Shaw here, Peasley's definitely going to drive off, but that does not look like it's going to happen. High on the curb there again, trying to set him up now. See if Shaw might make a move coming down into the hairpin, coming around turn 12 here. He has a better line coming in, so he's definitely going to have the setup. Oh, sideways there from Peasley, and that's going to let Ricky Shaw actually pass him before the hairpin. Seth Brown is going to have a run on the outside as well, but he's not going to be able to do it. So Peasley pushing those tires way too hard, getting sideways through turn number 10. Probably got a bit too much of the curb there, and just gifting the position to Ricky Shaw, who's now leading the way here in 7th.
Yep, and it looks like the battle back up at the front for the leaders getting close again, because it looked like Simonsen was going to make a move into turn 1, but at the moment Von Roberts is just managing to hold on to the lead, and it looks like Adam Miles has dropped back just a little bit, but still, as we look back at the front as well, the battle as well, Simonsen again up the inside trying to make a move. Can he get the move done before they enter in the SC section? No, he can't, so he has to stay behind. Trying
to find the gap everywhere he can. We're on lap 14 here, so it's going to be 4 laps to go next time by. Time is starting to run out, and he definitely wants to be at the front. He's going to throw it up the outside coming into turn number 10. He's going to give a lot better exit speed to Von Roberts, but he goes into the gravel, so that's definitely going to hurt him. So Benny Simonson will be the race leader coming into the hairpin, but around the outside, Nicholas Von Roberts is late on the brakes, going to keep the overlap. He will not be able to do that. Benny Simonson closes the door. So here comes Adam Miles. He will slot in behind as well. The Will Redford right on the back of these guys now as well, joining into the party. Now Von Roberts is looking for a way through. He's going to go around the outside, coming around turn 1 up the hill. It will be inside for turn number 2. For Nicholas Von Roberts is late on the brakes there on the outside of Benny Simonson, but Von Roberts is right there. Now it's going to be advantage. Benny Simonson coming to turn number 2 again, I believe that is, because this is turn number 3. Over the crest, he's going to slide out there. Not going to be contact over there. 2x2 coming down to 4A. Roberts still on the inside. Simonson wide over the curb. They're not going to hit the wall, so he will be clear. But back behind there, Will Redford has moved up to 3rd. Now he's on the outside of Von Roberts. Roberts gets clear though, and Miles might be able to get that position back. Now Miles and Redford are going to be side by side into the S's again, but Redford will get the position up into 3rd.
This is a fantastic battle between these four. They're not giving each other a inch, and yeah, Von Roberts, fair play to him, he's taking it to Simonson, and normally when Simonson gets into the lead, he can just manage to pull away, but he's not getting it all his own way tonight, and it's a fantastic battle between the top 4, but we've got his battle further back as well going on. It's headed through the S's section and going too wide, and I thought they were going to end up having contact there.
Yeah, these guys are not waiting around. They're wanting this 7th place from each other. At the moment, it is Ray Peasley holding it, but Shaw has the inside for the hairpin. Seth Brown back there trying to find a hole as well. Looks like Peasley will be clear by the time they get to the braking zone, but Shaw is going to find a way in there anyway. Now Peasley on the outside has the overspeed, and he will have the inside for the King, so he will hold on to 7th for now. And Wade and Patterson in the background there as well, 10 seconds behind, having a bit of a battle as well, and that's Ewan Patterson. You can see the car on his own back there in 10th. Trying to recover whatever he can, but inside again for Seth Brown, trying to get 8th from Ricky Shaw. These guys, they're just going at it left, right and center, and well, at the front, Benny Simonson has pulled away over a second now, so it looks like he is on his way to his first win of the season. Now coming down into 4A again. Shaw is a little bit too far behind Peasley to do anything here, but he might throw it at him coming down into turn number 7 as a peek to the outside, and Peasley has a little bit too much of a gap. Last time through the S's they were able to go side by side, but they're a little bit too spread out now, so might have to wait another lap or 2 before anything else is done here. Peasley definitely has found the pace to try and stay ahead of Ricky Shaw, but the draft he's going to get coming down towards the hairpin, it's not much, but it could be enough for him to get a move done. Coming around turn number 10 here again, he has the better line. This time they're both going to keep it going straight. Wide on the curb there. Shaw has the outside line. He is ahead coming into the braking zone, but the outside line is way longer. It's a lockup from both of them. Both of them pushing it right to the limit. Seth Brown back there trying to find an opening. They're going to be side by side now into the kink. Ricky Shaw has the inside. He's going to get ahead, but then it's going to be Peasley on the inside coming up to the right-hander at the top of the hill, but Shaw will be clear and he's back into 7th. The crossover now from Peasley. It will not make it stick though. Willie is going to throw it around the hillside. He's going to make the pass. He's not just going to be having an overlap. He's going to complete the pass on the outside in turn number 2. What a move. Now into 3. Brown is going to back off from Ricky Shaw and up into 3A. Ewan Pattinson is going to be right with him as Shaw goes wide in the gravel, but what a move from Peasley around the outside, getting that position.
Oh, a fantastic move. Peasley managed to hold it on the outside. He managed to carry that momentum on the outside, and it worked for him amazingly. He managed to hold it on the outside and take the position. And well, I have to say that was a move. If there was a move for the race for me that I was going to vote for, that was definitely one of them.
At the front though, Benny Simonson has taken the white flag to start the last lap of the race. He has a half a second lead down to Will Redford and Nicholas Von Roberts. They're not really close enough that anything will happen. Oh, Redford actually just took the lead. Something happened to Benny Simonson, so Will Redford came from half a second back and just took the lead away from him. So Will Redford is now in the lead. We're going to have to look back and see if we can find out what happened. That battle back there is still going on for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th as well. But we do have a race for the win, so we're going to follow that as much as we can. Redford onto the gravel there. Simonson are right on the back, and he just goes wide and lets him have it. I think Benny Simonson wants to be in second coming into the hairpin in the final lap. Let's see what happens here. Will Redford though back in the lead. Benny Simonson might be playing some strategies here, and well, Redford is quick, so might not have been the best of ideas, but we'll have to see. Coming down through the S's here. Redford leading the way. One Roberts right behind Benny Simonson, but he will not be able to do anything. So what is Benny Simonson playing at here? Coming around turn number 10, down towards turn 11. This is the last overtaking opportunity. Redford goes tight. Benny Simonson will have to go on the outside, but he's not going to be close enough to do anything. Redford gets on the brakes, he holds the apex, comes onto the straightaway around turn number 10, and Will Redford is going to win at Sonoma. I have no idea what Benny Simonson was doing there, but Will Redford is going to take the win now. This battle for 7th back here is still going on. Pattinson is making a move. He's going to get 2 positions in the hairpin on the final lap as they have contact. That's actually around turn number 10 already. So Pattinson is going to move up into 7th as Peasley and Brown. Oh, as Wade comes in and just plows the side of him. What happened there? Oh my word. That actually got pretty big as Seth Brown is limping around here trying to make it to the finish. He's currently in 8th. Back there is Alan Patterson in 9th, but he will not catch up. So on 3 wheels, Seth Brown is going to finish 8th. Patterson is going to get 9th behind him. Here we have a replay. Coming into turn number 10, there's a move over to the inside, contact being made. The 17, not the 17, the 7, I believe that is. No, not 7. That was the 7 on the car. I thought, here's Nathan Wade anyway coming in there. Car just pulls right across the track and right in front of him. There's absolutely nothing he can do. So Wade, Peasley, everybody involved in that. That is so unfortunate. Simon Edwards comes through to finish 14th as well. But great race all the way through from those guys. And, well, Will Redford though comes away with the win ahead of Benny Simonson. I just want to ask him what happened there. Nicholas Von Roberts in 3rd and Adam Miles in 4th place. George Mattock in 5th. Dan Blake up from 10th to finish in 6th. Ewan Pattinson gets up a little bit through the field to finish 7th, sorry. Seth Brown in 8th from 14th, and then Alan Patterson from 15th all the way up to 9th. And David Clapham in the top 10, finishing in 10th place. Daniel Tufts in 11th, Ricky Shaw in 12th, Chris J. Morris 13th, and then Ray Peasley 14th, Nathan Wade 15th following that last lap incident. Simon Edwards in 16th, Clark Williams in 17th, Tim Adcock in 18th, 10 and 12 laps down. So those last 3 cars, I don't think they actually made it to the finish line, looking at what this timing and scoring said there, so they might have all crashed out late on. But yeah, that was quite interesting. Actually, Simon Edwards is scored ahead of Ray Peasley and Nathan Wade, because he did make it to the finish line and those last 2 did not. But Ryan, that was pretty good race all the way through, and interesting to know what happened with Benny there coming to the white flag.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race up at the front, and that battle for the lower positions in the top 10, and yeah, I really enjoyed watching that. But I think Benny Simonson, I think he might have got a slowdown possibly on the exit of the final corner, or maybe just took too much inside curb and maybe just got a slowdown. But I'm interested if he does pop in. I'm interested to see what he says and see what happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to look back here on the replays that I've got, and I mean, I don't think you can get a slowdown in that final corner. You're allowed to go in as far as you want to on those tires, which is why they're there. Maybe they fixed something so you can get a slowdown in a different car. And it's going full speed, and then it just pulls out, lifts off a little bit, and just lets him pass on the inside. I'm not really sure what was going on there. It's a weird one. Maybe we'll get somebody in here who can explain what happened. Why don't we start off with Benny? Benny, what happened there coming to the white flag?
Sorry, say again, I missed that.
Yeah, well, what happened there coming to the white flag? Did you just let Will Redford by, or did you have a slowdown, or what happened?
I hit him on lap 4, I think, and I didn't want to win like that, so I thought it was only fair to let him go back in the lead. So I didn't want to win it like that. So yeah.
Oh, so sportsmanship from Benny Simmons, and that's always great to see. Other than that, though, it's a pretty intense race all the way through. A lot of great battling going on from you guys back and forth, and you dropped back a bit and was able to get back through. Talk us through how that went.
Yeah, it was a really fun race actually. So when unfortunately when I turned Will around, I actually tried to stay left to continue after he got going, but I think he got collected and then I think it was in 5th or 6th, and for just carry on racing, and I could see Will was where he was, and I thought I was just going to drop down to where he is on the last lap, but obviously he made up to 2nd, so only had to drop 1, but it was a really good battle. I think it was with George, Adam, and Nick. Really nice. So it's nice to have a track where you actually have to put some pressure on to make a pass, and not just use the draft to go by.
It definitely is, and I didn't think the draft was going to be as effective, but it looked like it worked out pretty well for most guys here. Anyway, did it have a lot of effect, or was it just drivers being faster than I thought they would?
I don't think the draft is massive here. I think if you drive really defensive on 2 guys with the same speed, I don't think it's possible to pass really, unless the guy makes a mistake. So you do need to kind of set the pass up here. I think this is really good fun.
Well, great to hear that then. Anybody want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just of course you guys as always, and just sorry to Will again.
Well, you did give him back the win, so I think he'll be fine. Thanks, Benny, for joining us. Next up, we have Ryan Walker standing by with our race winner.
Yeah, Will taking the win after being involved in that fantastic battle for the win, and Will, it looked like a great battle between you guys up at the front, and it looked like Benny was off and had that win in the pocket, or in the bag basically, towards the end, but he just said right now that he pulled up a little bit to let you back through. Kind of surprising, but on the other hand, I guess a win's a win.
Yeah, a win is a win. I was, he didn't need to do it, but it's a nice gesture. He did hit me, but I've hit him plenty of times and spun him round. So anyway, yeah, it was a hard fought race. That I was down in P11 at one point after being in the lead, and then managed to bring it back due to, I think they had a big crash or something, and that just brought the gap down by 4 seconds. I do want to say sorry to George though, because I punted him out of that lead pack when I was trying to get past everyone.
And that battle, like I say, was fantastic. What was your strategy when you caught back up to that pack? Did you think, as soon as I get an opportunity, I'm just going for it, or were you kind of just waiting there, planning what you were going to do, and see if anyone would have any incidents? What was the mindset and the thinking?
Well, to be honest, I was kind of driving a bit angry after that punt. I was just, going as fast as I could, and I wasn't waiting anywhere. If there was a gap, I was going to go for it, and that's what I did when I could without punting people. So yeah, there wasn't really a mindset, so I just wanted to get past everyone as soon as I could.
Well, they do say sometimes that angry driving can pay off, and you proved that today, Will, by taking the win, even if it was sort of lucky, but like I say, you took the win. And what's the plans for the season? We know, I don't think you were around last week, but what's the plan for the season? Are you planning to go for the championship, or what are you doing?
I'm not sure. I didn't do last week because I didn't do any laps around that specific track. I might do the full season. I might hop in every now and then. It just depends, how busy I am and how I'm feeling on the week. Great to hear.
And before we let you go, Will, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to you guys for the broadcast as usual. Shout out to my dad. I'm pretty sure he's listening to this in the living room. I can hear the TV. And shout out to Benny for letting me back through at the end.
Great to hear. Well, again, congratulations on the win, Will, and we look forward to seeing you on track at Suzuka next week.
Thank you.
That was first place finisher, I should say, Will Red, for joining us. And I believe up next, Linus, we've got George Mattock and Nathan Wade waiting for an interview, but who do you fancy taking?
We'll start with George Mattock. I think he had a pretty interesting race, battling at the front and then getting in some incidents and, racing hard all the way to the end. But George, talk us through your race, how that went.
Hey guys, yeah, that was, I don't know how to describe that. That was chaotic. It was close being in that front pack. Really good racing with Benny. Went side by side, and I think if I didn't back out, it probably would have ended up in the wall. So that was good driving from me, Benny, and Adam as well. So that was good fun. And then just got wiped out. But Will said sorry, so all good. But probably would have been fighting for a podium, probably on the podium, because I was looking racy in the last sector. But yeah, it was a fun race. Shame, because I think I could have taken the championship lead if I'd have got the podium, but second in the championship's good. Super close between you and myself and Benny, so hopefully I can maintain my position at the top.
Yeah, you've been in the battle for the win both races now, even though this one didn't end up very well, but second last week, so I'm personally hoping that you will get your first win here soon. So looking at the rest of the season and the championships, is there any particular track where you think that first win might come?
I think there's some good tracks coming up. We've got Suzuka next week, that's one of my favourites. Hockenheim, again, I felt really quick last season at Hockenheim, and I got where did I come? Third, fourth? Something like that, yeah. Oh yeah, Hockenheim was the one where I got unlucky with the contact. But yeah, there's some good tracks coming up. Tsukuba will be interesting as well in these cars. So, but I'm looking forward to all of them. Every race I feel like I can be at the front pack now. I've only done it for a short period of time, only a few months. Some of these guys have been doing it for 10 plus years, so I feel a little bit out of place. But yeah, we're there on pace, so that's good.
Great. Anybody want to send a shout out to before we let you go?
Shout out to you guys for the broadcast, of course. Alan for doing the league, and Benny for that side-by-side moment, and for him letting Will past. Be interesting to see if he would have let me past if I was in second. I don't think so, but yeah, shout out to them and well done to Will for the win. Thank
you for joining us. And last but not least, Ryan is standing by with Mr. Unlucky, Nathan Wade.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nathan was had a bit of misfortune towards the end, and he was having a great race in the top 10. And Nathan, that was you're right up there, and unfortunately, towards the end, you're in that battle, and just it all seemed to kick off.
Hi guys. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing race for me, to be honest. I was in that front pack for obviously the first part of the race, and then when I don't know if Simon got touched or anything. I haven't actually watched it back yet, but obviously from my perspective, I saw Simon go and I tried to ease off, but then I tapped the brake when I was kind of already turning to the right, and so I lost the rear, and I sort of had to catch it back, which meant I just went straight into Simon. Either way, I shouldn't have braked. I should have just gone round the outside and off the track, but that's hindsight at the end of the day. And then I was doing all right, making my way back through the field to, I think it was 8th or 9th. And then I had an issue at the same corner with Ray Peasley, who had already gone off. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and just looking back at it as well, I mean, you were up there battling the usual suspects and contenders, and I guess it's kind of a positive, I guess, being up there challenging the really quick guys like Benny and Nick and Adam and Will as well. I guess that's a good confidence booster.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't that confident in this track, to be honest. I haven't done much practice this week because I've been working a lot. But looking forward to next week. I'm not sure if I can do it yet, but I do love Suzuka, so I'm really hoping I'll be able to do that track, because I feel like I could fight for another podium, maybe a win next week.
Good stuff, and quickly before we let you go, Nathan, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Just you guys for running the broadcast, as always, do a great job, and then Alan for running the league.
Great to hear. Well, again, really unfortunate, Nathan, but we look forward to seeing you on track at Suzuka next week.
Cheers, guys.
So thanks to all 4 drivers for joining us. We haven't got Simon Edwards here today, but I think he might have better things to do after a result like this getting collected there as well on the final lap. But it's been another great race. Next week we are at Suzuka, and if I'm not mistaken, it is not the full layout. Yeah, it is the full layout. One of the few tracks that actually uses the full layout. Gonna be a massive one for draft, and coming into 130R and that last chicane, there's some things gonna happen, and I don't know if it was last season or the season before that, we had a 5 wide moment going into turn 1, so you definitely do not want to miss that one. But that is in 1 week's time here, same time, same place on RaceSpotTV. You've been watching the UK and Ireland Monday Night Skippys with me, Linus Broström, and Ryan Walker with Hugo Lees on the cameras. Until next time, take care everybody, stay safe, goodbye.